Hello everyone, I am Demented Kirby. Welcome to my channel, The Commander Tavern. Commander Tavern is a channel dedicated to my favorite Magic Gathering format. The Brewery is a series on this channel showcasing my spicy brews and other deck techs. On this 12th season premiere of The Brewery, I'll be discussing my take on a commander from Assassin's Creed, Haytham Kenway. If you like this deck or any of the cards I'll be mentioning throughout the video, please consider using my TCG Player affiliate link when purchasing those cards. You can find that link down in the description. It'll really help out the channel at no extra cost to you. But the very best way you can help support the channel is with my Patreon. There are plenty of perks for being a patron, such as early access to certain videos, exclusive deck techs, gifts, and more for as little as $1. You can also become a channel member for just 99 cents. Show off your support with the logo next to your name and exclusive emojis. Or you can always just support me for free by simply liking, subscribing, and sharing, which also helps out a lot. I put out a video every Monday, so you don't want to miss out. You can join my Discord server for free if you want to join the Commander Tavern community. All pertinent links are down in the description. Alright, let's get back to the episode. Haytham is a 3/3 human knight with protection from assassins for 2 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue. He also gives other knights you control protection from assassins as well as +2/+2. Not only that, but when he enters the battlefield, you can Oblivion Ring up to 1 creature for each opponent. Not only is Haytham an assassin hater, but clearly a knight lord. This is why I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, using Haytham to showcase the latest Assassin's Creed set and to also have him helm a Templar Knight deck. In this case, the deck is running 25 copies of it in order to not only make the most of it, but to also maximize running Thrumming Stone for its efficiency without sacrificing too many slots in the deck. Since they'll all have Ripple 4, having 1/4 of the deck means being more than likely not having to reveal 1 each time we cast one. And if the odds are in our favor, turn 1 copy of Templar Knight into 25 copies of them. The best thing about this is that we can use the knights themselves to get Thrumming Stone since it's legendary. We just need to attack with 5 at once and have 1 white mana open to pay for the ability. While that's basically the entire gist of the deck, what else can we do? Well, these knights are cheating in legendary artifacts from our library right to the battlefield, so the deck is running a handful of the best ones for it, considering we can already find the best one, Thrumming Stone. However, another amazing one to get is Akroma's Memorial. In fact, I usually get this first one since it gives keyword soup to all my creatures. More importantly, it gives them haste and protection from the main colors of burn and removal. That way, if we manage to get all of our copies of Templar Knights in play, we could swing in for a game-ending Alpha Strike. The deck has other similar boons such as Crashing Drawbridge, also providing haste. This is cheap to cast and hopefully attainable in the early to mid game so that we can make the most of our pumped copies of Templar Knight. Speaking of, Knight Exemplar, Herald of Hoofbeats, and Greymont Avacyn Stalwart are included to make our Precursor Abstergo employees by giving them Indestructible, Horsemanship, and Lifelink and First Strike respectively. Greymont isn't a knight, but that doesn't matter since he'll give all humans, including himself, that +2/+2 and First Strike and Lifelink. Why these two? Because the Templars already have built-in vigilance. Akroma's Will also provides keyword soup, especially if we control Haytham when we cast it. With a board full of Templar Knights, this is also a win con. Dolmen Gate doesn't provide indestructibility per se, but it still protects our Templar army when attacking since it prevents any combat damage they would receive, which is just as important because we need to attack with them in order to activate them. So indestructibility, horsemanship, and or protection are critical in order to activate the Templar Knight's abilities. But also to draw cards. Biden of Thassa and the Indomitable are legendary artifacts we can cheat into play from our library. Thanks to these, we can avoid running out of steam in grindier games. As a bonus, we can also force combat with the Biden in case we have the best board, potentially killing off an opponent's line of defense before we swing into them. So good. Kindred Discovery and Vanquisher's Banner are also amazing at drawing cards, but we can't cheat these like the previous ones. That being said, these are crucial for typal decks so they're naturally here. While almost all creatures in this deck are knights, even more so are human, so that should be the creature type chosen. As a bonus, the banner further pumps our army by +1/+1. Mass Appeal and Distant Melody will also draw us cards equal to the number of humans we control, which is great for when we've run out of steam and need to break a potential stalemate or Mexican standoff situation. Granted, we can also just draw incremental cards over time with Minas Tirith and War Room that don't take up slots in the deck. We do need to attack with Minas Tirith, but with this deck it's quite aggressive anyways. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I draw into the artifacts I'd rather cheat into play? Akroma's Memorial and Thrumming Stone could be quite hefty to hardcast. Well, for that solution I have Scroll Rack. Not only does Scroll Rack help us top deck cards we'd rather have in our library, like Akroma's Memorial and Thrumming Stone, but also any extra copies of Templar Knight in our hand. That way, it's easier to Ripple 4 through our entire library. Well, hopefully. Reliquary Tower, Thought Vessel, and Decanter of Endless Water are included due to how many cards this deck has the potential of drawing into. While Templar Knight is incredibly easy to cast, we don't want to discard a ton of them in the cleanup step. We'd rather they be in our hand or in our library. Speaking of easy to cast, Pro Medallion, Oketra's Monument, and Herald's Horn make it so they only cost 1 white mana each. Not only that, but as a bonus, the Monument can create even more creatures to potentially swing in. Although, since they're neither humans nor knights, they're more for chump blocking and fodder than anything. Herald's Horn has the potential of getting us an extra card each upkeep if we choose human, since the deck has 28 humans in it, not counting Haytham. Sol Ring won't really help us cast Templar Knights unless we're doing so 2 at a time without cost reduction. That being said, it's still helpful for early game commander casting and our other spells. While the deck might seem like a glass cannon, we're in the best colors to protect our main strategy. Not only can we protect our board state with the previously shown indestructibility and protection effects, but we can also do so in response to anything warning it, like casting And They Shall Know Fear, Flawless Maneuver, and Flare Fortitude for indestructibility, along with Guardian of Faith, Teferi's Protection, and Clever Concealment for phasing out. These will handle practically any type of board wipe your opponents can cast, particularly ones that don't destroy. Regardless if it's Mass Bounce, Negative Toughness, Tucking, Bottom Decking, etc., these spells have us covered. We can even cast these while holding priority to our own board wipes, Supreme Verdict, Wrath of God, and Vanquish the Horde. While it is possible to massively pump our Templar army, other large armies are going more and more common in commander tables like Eldrazi, dragons, dinosaurs, elementals, etc. So why not leave our Templar Knights as the last men standing? In any case, Fierce Guardianship, Counterspell, Dovin's Veto, Mana Drain, Negate, and Permission Denied can be used to also counter any mass destruction effect we don't want resolving. Not only that, but they can also protect our key legendary artifacts like Akroma's Memorial and Throwing Stone. So it's best to cheat those in once you have a spell to protect them from jealous opponents. As for our own interaction, Generous Gift and Stroke of Midnight deal with single targets, while Cyclonic Rift and Raise the Palisade deal with all targets we don't control. What's amazing about the last one is that if we chose human, we keep all of our creatures except for Guardian of Faith, which will return to our hand in order to be used again. Keep that in mind for that pro gamer move. Cavern of Souls is also a protective effect, preventing our commander and any key human or copy of Templar Knight from getting countered. It's not necessary for the deck to run, but it's still quite useful against control decks depending on your meta. Myriad the Sky Ruin and Mystic Sanctuary are other useful lands to run since they provide recovery effects without taking up slots in the deck. Best of all, the Sanctuary can be fetched for at instant speed for that pro gamer move. I love doing that. Speaking of lands, the rest of the deck is just the rest of the lands. The deck's running all 7 fetch lands, Glacial Floodplain, Hallowed Fountain, Idyllic Beachfront, Irrigated Farmland, Meticulous Archive, Prairie Stream, Command Tower, Deserted Beach, Mystic Gate, Nimbus Maze, and Sea of Clouds, as well as 5 of each basic land. As with all of my deck techs, you can build your mana base according to your budget. Whether you include more expensive cards or even cheaper cards is up to you. You do you. This brew is just an idea of how to build around Haytham Kenway. Is he the best commander for a Templar Knights deck? He's definitely in the top 5 for me, given his built-in pump effect and color identity. Is running Templar Knights and Throwing Stone the best way to run him? That's up for you to decide. But for me, once I saw him, I knew I had to build him like this. If you're interested in the deck list of the spicy brew of mine, you can find a link to it down in the description. I would like to thank all my patrons for supporting me, and a quick shout out to all my higher tier patrons, the Brewers, for their patronage. I'd also like to thank anyone using my TCG Player affiliate link. That also helps out the channel. I also want to thank any channel members. Your membership is greatly appreciated. And to everyone, thanks for watching this episode of The Brewery on the Commander Tavern. I am the Manic Kirby, and happy brewing.